Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to be doing lesson 1 of unit 13. We're going to learn how to find the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. We're going to learn how to calculate those by hand, by using formulas, and then by using the calculator. Okay, so looking at the do now, it says Haley received the following grades in her history class last quarter: an 82, 76, 91, 88, 75, and 95. Determine what Haley's average grade, keyword, will be this quarter. Okay, you've done this before in previous years. We're finding the average. So in order to find the average, what we're going to do is add all the values. That's our first step. And then we're going to divide by the number of values that there are. So then divide by number of values. So 82 plus 76 plus 91 plus 88 plus 75 plus 95, all divided by however many values. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total values. So we divide by 6 values. Now remember, we always want to do the top first. So when I type these in the calculator, 82 plus 76 plus 91 plus 88 plus 75 plus 95, I'm going to stop, just add them. I get 507. Then I divide by the 6. So when I divide by the 6, I get 84.5. So that would be Haley's average grade for this quarter. Okay. So today, our first part of the notes is the measures of center. So a measure of center is a value that attempts to describe a set of data by identifying a central position of the data set. Okay, so our first term that we're going to work with is called the mean. Now the mean is another word for the average. It means the same exact thing. Okay, but anytime you see average, you know it means the mean. Anytime you see mean, you know it means average. So again, we would do just like we did at the do now. In order to get the average, you add all the numbers, and then divide by the amount of numbers that you see. This is the balance point for the distribution of the numbers. The second term is called the median. The median is the number in the middle of the data set, but it's the number in the middle once the numbers are written in order from least to greatest. Very, very important. So it's in the middle, but after they're written from least to greatest. So above median, I just want to add middle. I always think like median sounds like medium, and medium is in the middle. It's like the middle size, right? And then the last term of this section is the mode. Now the mode is the number that we see the most. So it's really the number that repeats the most. If no numbers repeat, then you write no mode. Okay, so if no numbers repeat, we write no mode. If there is a number that repeats the most, then that is the mode. Okay, so example 1. Find the mean, median, and mode for the set of data below. All right, well, let's start with the mean. We said above that the mean means the average. So I'm just going to put a little arrow and write average here. They go hand in hand with each other. Well, the average means that I'm going to add all my numbers and then divide by the amount of numbers. So I'm just going to go in order. 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 6 plus 9. Then I'm going to divide all of that by however many values. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values. So I divide by 9. Well, when I add all of these numbers up on the top, my numerator, I get 48. When I divide that by 9, I get 5.33333333. So how to shorten that, I'm going to put 5.3, repeating. Okay, that is my mean. Now let's go to the next piece. It says median. Well, I know the median means the middle, but it's the middle when they're in order. Okay, so I have to put these in order. Well, from least to greatest. So my smallest number is 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly kind of cross that off as I write it down. My next number I see is 3. Cross it off. Then I see a 4. Cross it off. I see another 4. Okay, so I need to write it twice. Then I see a 5. I'm going to cross it off. Then I see a 6. I see a 7. I see an 8. And I see a 9. Okay, now that they're in order, I'm going to find the middle. So watch how we do this. I'm going to cross one off from the front, cross one off from the back, and keep going until I get directly in the middle. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. 5 is directly in the middle because I have 4 on this side and 4 on this side. 5 is in the middle. So over here I can write that my median is equal to 5. And my next part is the mode, which means the most repeating. Well, I already listed them right here for the median to help me. Once they're in order, finding the mode is pretty simple because all those repeating numbers are right next to each other. So if I'm going through this, like 2 doesn't repeat because it's only there once. 3 doesn't repeat, it's only there once. 4 repeats because it's there twice. So 4 is there twice, let's just keep going. 5 doesn't repeat, 6 doesn't repeat, 7 doesn't repeat, 8 doesn't repeat, 9 doesn't repeat. So all I have is 4 that repeats. It repeats 2 times. So 4 repeats the most. So 4 is my mode. Okay? And this was my... So that's how you find the mean, the median, and the mode, all by hand. Okay? Next page. One more term we're going to learn about in today's lesson. It's called the range, okay? The measures of spread is this category. It says to compare sets of data. We can also ask how spread out the data is. This can be thought of how the data within the set is spread out around the mean. The range, this is our big key word here. The range is the difference between the maximum and minimum values in the data set. So difference between the maximum and the minimum. Difference, we know from the past, means subtraction. Maximum, we know, means that's the biggest. And minimum means the smallest. Okay, well, let's use that word and actually apply it now. It says find the range for this set of data below. I have a 4, 5, 7, 8, 3, 4, 2, 6, 9. Well, they want the range. And they told me up here that the range is the difference, which is subtraction, between the maximum and the minimum. Now, it's important that we go from the biggest minus the smallest. So it's maximum, this is our formula for range, minus the minimum, okay, which really just means the biggest minus the smallest. Well, that should be pretty easy when you look through your list. Well, if I'm looking for my biggest number, out of all of these, my biggest number is 9. This is the maximum. I'm going to abbreviate it and put max. So 9 would go here. So range equals 9 is the maximum minus, well, the minimum is the smallest number. Well, if I'm looking through my list, I see that 2 is the smallest number. 9 minus 2 is 7, so 7 is my range. Range is pretty simple. We just need to remember what the definition is, which is max minus min. Example 3. The daily high temperatures in Middletown for a 7-day period are shown below. What is the mean, median, mode, and range of the data? So mean, median, mode, and range. 4 things we need to find for this set of data right here. So, first thing is our mean. We know from the previous page, mean means the average. An average means I'm going to add up my numbers and divide by however many temperatures I have over here. 68 plus 73 plus 73 plus 75 plus 69 plus 67 plus 63, all divided by 7, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values. So there are 7 total. That's what I divide by. When I add these numbers up top, what I will get in the calculator is 488, and I divide that by 7. I get 69.714 ... a bunch of numbers. Okay, so since we're talking about temperatures and all of these are whole numbers, I'm going to take this and make it a whole number. Well, it's 69.7. Okay, when we do temperatures, or even when you hear temperatures on the weather channel or on News 12, you don't hear them say 69.7 degrees outside. Okay, you hear it as a whole number, so that's what we're going to change it to, a whole number. We're going to round it. So this 69.7, I'm going to look at this 9 and then look at this 7 to help me. Is the 7 5 or more? Yes, it is, so I'm going to raise the score. So 69.7 does round to 70 degrees. Okay, that is my mean. I can write that. Next term, or next piece of information that we need to find is the median. Well, the median I know means the middle when the numbers are in order from least to greatest. So if I start listing these in order, my smallest number is 63, then 67, then 68, 69, 73, and then 73 again, and then 75. So now that they're in order, I can figure out what's in the middle. Okay, a common mistake is people forget to put them in order if they're trying to do it by hand. Okay, and they get the wrong answer. So let's cross off. 1 from the front, 1 from the back. 2 from the front, 2 from the back. Third, and I'm left with 69 directly in the middle. I have 3 on the left, 3 on the right crossed off. 69 is directly in the middle. So median is 69 degrees. Next term is the mode. Well, my mode is the most repeating. Most repeating, well, if I look at this list right above that I put it in order, or you can look over here, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But when it's in order, I can see that 63 doesn't repeat, 67 doesn't repeat, 68, it's only once, 69, it's only once, 73 is written twice. Okay, it's twice over here also. That is the most repeating number. So I just write the mode is 73. That's it. And the last term I need to find is the range. We just learned on the top of this page that the range equals the maximum, I'm going to abbreviate with max, minus the minimum, and I abbreviated min for minimum. The maximum number, the biggest number on this list, is a 75. Okay, this is my max. Minus the min, which is 63 on this list. 75 minus 63 in the calculator, I get 12. So my range is 12. Okay. Just a quick trick for the calculator. If you actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'll show you that on the next page. Now we're gonna get into all the calculator tricks. Okay, example 4. It says the heights in inches of 10 high school varsity basketball players are 78, 79, 79, 72, 75, 71, 74, 74, 83, and 71. Find the mean, median, mode, and range of the data. So we just learned how to do this. So I can sit here and do it by hand like I did on the previous page to find all 4 of these terms. Or we can use the calculator and it goes a lot quicker. There's less room for mistakes. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to write my 4 terms over here so that I have it set up for myself. So mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, we're going to follow these steps. Let's use our calculator for this one. Press stat. So on the calculator, the stat button is right under the delete button. You're going to hit that. Then it says press edit. So stat and then edit, which is that first one. We hit enter and it gives you like a chart, like columns, right? So it says type every value into L1, which is this first column right here. Make sure it says L1 here before you start typing. If it doesn't say L1, I would restart your calculator by doing that second plus 712. Then it should come back, okay? So we're going to type in our numbers, 78. And what I do to make sure I type them all in, I cross them out as I go, lightly, so I can still see them in case I need to go back. 78, then you hit enter. 79, enter. 79 again. Oops. 72, enter. 75, enter. 71, enter. 74, enter. 74 again, enter. 83, enter. And 71, enter. Okay, so let's just count. They told us before there were 10 high school varsity players, right? So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So before we do anything else, we really should check to make sure we entered all 10 numbers. So if you go up to the last number and highlight 71, because that was the last one we entered, you'll see in parentheses that you see this little 10. That means that that was the 10th number that was entered. Okay, you also, when we go into the next part, I'll show you there's another way to check. So let's go to step 3. It says press stat again. Now that I have all my numbers in, I press stat again. I go to the right once, so right arrow, to calc. You'll see the first one says 1 var stats. You're going to hit enter on that. You'll see that in the list it says L1, that's what you want. Go down to hit calculate, press enter, and all this information comes up, okay? There's only certain pieces that we're going to use for today's lesson. The first thing I want you to notice is this n right here. It says n equals 10. That means that there are 10 values entered. Well, that's good because there was 10 high school varsity basketball players, and these were their heights. So all 10 values are entered, which is great. Now I can go into what I need, okay? Over here, I'm just going to move this for a second. It says that this X bar, that's how you say that. It looks like a repeating line, but we call it X bar, represents our mean. So if you look in the calculator, the first piece right here is the mean. So what I want to do right here, so I want to put that symbol. The mean equals X bar. It's the same thing, which also means the average. And in the calculator, it says that it is 75.6. So we just write that value down. our next few pieces of notes over here. It says the min is going to represent the minimum, MED is going to represent our median, and MAX, max, is going to represent our maximum. So I already saw a mean. I'm going to go back in my calculator. The next thing I want is the median. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep scrolling down to the very bottom, and you'll get these 5 pieces of information that are going to be helpful. Median is MED. Okay, that's what our note says that we just highlighted. MED is median, so let's write that. And the median is, in the calculator, 74.5. So I didn't have to put my numbers in order like I did by hand before. The calculator can give me all of that work. The mode is the only one that I will not find in the calculator. Okay, I just need to remember that it is the most repeating number. So we need to look back at our list. Well, if I look at 78 and I hold my finger there and then I look across, does 78 repeat? No, it does not. 79, okay, that does repeat. It's right there next to it. And then that's it. I look at 72, doesn't repeat. I look at 75, doesn't repeat. I look at 71. I see 71 is here, and 71 is here. Okay, so I have 2 79s, 2 71s. Let's keep going. I see a 74 and a 74 right next to each other. So I'm going to triangle around it. And then 83 doesn't repeat. So I have a 79 2 times. I have a 74 2 times, and I have a 71 2 times. So because none of those repeat any more than the others, they all repeat twice, I have to list all of them. So I list 71, 74, and 79 are all the modes because those all repeated twice. Or the same amount of times. Nothing repeated more than the other. All right, so for range, we know from our definition that it is maximum, minus the minimum. Well, in our calculator, it just gives us those values. I don't even need to look at the list anymore. Maximum all the way at the bottom, it says, is 83. So I'm going to put that into my formula. Minus my minimum, right up here, MIN, is 71. I'm going to plug that in. Then on the regular calculator screen, I just type in 83 minus 71, and I get 12. So my range is 12. My mode is all 3 of these. My median is 74.5, and my mean is 75.6. Okay, so that is the calculator way. We're going to do that again for example 5 using the calculator to just get used to it. Okay, it says during a 10-game season, the high school football team scored the following number of points: 14, 17, 21, 10, 35, 27, 13, 7, 45, and 21. Find the mean, median, mode, and range of these scores. So again, you have 2 choices. You can do it by hand if you want, or by the calculator. I'm going to personally use the calculator, but I'm going to list my values that I need, my terms that I need. Mean, median, mode, and range. So I know the mean has that symbol X bar from up here. I know the median in the calculator is represented by MED right here. I know the mode is the most repeating. And I know the range is the maximum, which is MAX, minus the minimum, which is MIN. Okay, so I set myself up. Now I just got to go to the calculator. Okay, we're following these steps again. We hit stat, then it's on edit, so I hit enter. Now I have these numbers from the previous question still in the calculator. I got to clear those out. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to where it highlights L1 and hit clear. Do not hit delete because then it deletes the whole column. You just want to hit clear, and then you go back down and it clears out the whole column. If you do by accident hit delete, you're not going to see L1 anymore. Okay, if that's the case, you need to reset your calculator. That's why it's important to remember to hit clear and then back down. So let's enter our numbers. 14, enter. 17, enter. 21, enter. 10, enter. 35, enter. 27, enter. 13, enter. 7, enter. 45, enter. 21, enter. Now that I have all my numbers in, I know I have 10 values. Well, that's good because in parentheses it says 21 is my 10th value. I hit stat over to calc, so my right arrow. I hit enter for one var stats. I make sure it says L1 right here in the list. I go down to calculate. I hit enter. Okay, it gives me the information. Again, this n right here, n equals 10, means I have 10 numbers entered. Well, that's good because I had 10 numbers up here. Okay. So now, mean, X bar, all the way up top, that first one, it says it's 21. Found my mean. Median, I gotta scroll till I see MED. Oh, I see MED. It says it's 19 in the calculator. Mode, most repeating, I'm actually gonna come back to that. I'm gonna skip down to this because I know I need the calculator for this. I'll come back to the mode. Range, max minus min. Well, the max in the calculator right here says 45. Minus the min in the calculator right here, MIN, says 7. 45 minus 7 comes out to 38. That is my range. Last thing I need to find is my mode. So, I can look up here and try to find what's repeating the most. So 14, I always start at the beginning and I say 14. Okay, well, do I see 14 anymore down the line? No. 17, do I see 17 anymore? No. 21, do I see 21 anymore? Yes, I do. So 21 is there twice. It repeats twice. 10, nothing. 35, only once. 27, only once. 13 only once, 7 only once, 45 only once. So 21 is the only thing that repeats, so therefore it repeats the most. So the most repeating is 21. So that is your mode. Okay. That's it for this page. Okay, last page is for you guys to do on your own. The closure says state the median given this set of data and explain how you got, this value is the median. So when you're explaining, make sure you're using the vocab, the information and definition that we have given you in the notes. And then the homework, they want you to find the mean, median, mode, and range, just like we did on the previous couple pages, using this information up here. Okay, this set of data. All right. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you guys on the next video.